Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Cancer in March 2021. What's going on, Cancer? How are you guys doing? I hope that you are doing well. Cancers, welcome to March. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Take care of yourselves. Take care of people that you know and love. And also extend some of that care, that goodness, that kindness to people that you don't know so well, or even a perfect stranger. I'm of the belief that the world could use all that kind of good juju, so I encourage all of us, myself included, to put that towards people that we might not know so well, or again, even a perfect stranger. Helps raise the vibration of the collective in this place at this time, okay? Cancer, no other announcements, so let's just go ahead and get into it. If you want anything from me, guys, it is in the description box below. Timestamps down there. How to go about ordering a personal reading with me is down there. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, link for that is down below as well. I am vowing, promising, with all my heart to revive using Instagram to pull some oracle cards and interpret them for you guys over there. So again, be on the lookout for that stuff, all right? And for this particular reading, we're going to start with this base of 3 cards. We'll build on it at some point. We'll call it the halfway point maybe. And instead of doing an outcome card, I'm pulling advice from one of the 4 oracle decks, that I pulled out. They're off camera. You can't see them, but they're here with me. So instead of an outcome, we're going to talk about or pull information from an oracle card for you. Pull some advice from an oracle card, okay? All right, guys, let's get into it. Cancer, to start your reading, let's see what we've got, huh? Emperor came out, face up. Then we have the 5 of Cups, and then the Ace of Swords. Emperor, major arcana for Aries. You could be dealing with one. You don't have to be. 5 of Cups. And Ace of Swords, if I can hold it right. There might be, I don't want to say regret, but I feel like there's a worry or concern over harshness or concern over this honesty, this truth, this awareness. I feel like maybe this is like someone coming to terms with a very shocking truth or a very upsetting truth. Upsetting as in it destabilizes a person, possibly. 5 of Cups. It really knocks them for a loop. It really disappoints them or depresses them in some type of way, or they feel as though they've lost something out of this truth. Take from that what you will, and always take it with a grain of salt. Now, I feel Cancer, for some, it's feeling quite 50-50. Some of you are receiving that energy. You're receiving this sensation. I don't know why I said it that way. You're receiving this sensation, or what you're doing, what you're saying, how you're behaving is giving another person that sensation, another person this mindset or this emotional reaction, okay? You know, this feels a long time coming. Ace of Swords kind of meeting this 5 of Cups with the horse with its head bowed. Like, it's a long time coming. Like this figure 8 that's on the sword, that sort of looks like a snake's scales or something like that, and it's all colorful. It's just like, it has been going on in someone's mind. It has been circulating and percolating in somebody's consciousness to finally speak these words, to say, possibly speak truth to power, and really call someone on their crap is kind of what this feels like. Calling someone on their crap. It's coming from the Emperor. You know, this could be like finally sticking up for yourself. It could be, you know, showcasing or highlighting to a person the ways in which they're not necessarily the nicest person in the world, or they don't command your respect, or they don't deserve your kindness because of XYZ. And that's very, very antithetical to what I said in the opening, which is my general wish is that people would be good and kind to others. But, you know, I guess that again relies on mutual respect in a way. You know, if a person doesn't respect you, doesn't value you, this is coming from the 5 of Cups, or that's how you perceive it. You perceive as though this person doesn't value you, they don't respect you, or if you have low self-esteem, poor self-respect, poor personal outlook or perception of self, you become permissible, right? So this act of exchanging truth and honesty and clarity, of being kind and good to people, is sort of somewhat only possible if you, one, feel they're worthy of it, and two, feel you're worthy to give it. You know, like this this infinity symbol is giving me like this, you know, give and receive, give and receive, give and receive. And it feels like the sharpness, of the sword, of the blade, is a reaction. I gotta be honest, it feels very reactionary as opposed to responsive. What's the difference? Reaction is often in the moment. It's often heated or passionate. It doesn't necessarily make it any less true or any less effective or any less, yeah, it does. It's not about truth or falseness. It's really about, after some time, or in the moment, rather, in the moment, just having this, you know, I don't care anymore. Here's what I feel. Versus a response is you are in an interaction, you wait a moment, you wait a day, you wait a week, you wait however long, and then maybe you say something, or maybe you give a response, maybe you come back and provide clarity in a situation, something like that. This is deep, because I know that this is involving other people, but the primary player here is someone who's sad. So that, again, that could be you, Cancer, or this is how someone is feeling based off of how they're perceiving you, or how they're reacting to you. Yes? And this primary player of sadness, I gotta be honest. In some cases, it's like, well, what else did you expect? That's not me. That's the energy here. What else did you expect? If you did this, the outcome was likely going to be this thing, right? And somebody knows, yep, I really screwed it up. Or yes, I realize I was neglectful. I realize I didn't do this when I should have. I didn't say this when I should have. It's like retrospect, like hindsight being 2020, like hell. Like, like somebody's in that headspace of, oh, well, you are right, because and maybe that's it. Maybe at the time they weren't able to see, able to articulate, able to clearly state, able to proactively move or make decisions, whatever. Somebody here regrets themselves, is regretful of how they are or how they were at a previous time. And the reaction, going back to reaction versus response, is very swift. Now you're regretful. Now you're sorry. Now you show remorse, or you show embarrassment, guilt, whatever, or you're admitting that maybe you could have done more, or you're throwing a pity party, perhaps in some cases throwing a pity party and being bewildered as it's sort of like a, why me? Why would this happen to me? And then this over here in combination with the Emperor is being like, well, duh, here's why. And this person's like, yeah, I know. You make a good point. And it's just like this sorry, remorseful, low self-esteem. No, I'm not trying to badger anybody, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel worse than they already do. But the energy on either side is, well, of course, when you act like this, when you take this much time, or when you allow these things to happen, and of course in retrospect and in hindsight, you're going to see this, but it doesn't exclude you or preclude you from taking responsibility in the present. Just because in hindsight you see it so clearly. Well, yeah, well, we're still in the present moment, and here's the business. Like, there's one or more people giving someone the business. When I say giving them the business, telling them the truth, very sharply, very bluntly, very, no kid gloves, no sugarcoating. It doesn't have to be sharp tongue. It doesn't have to be full of foul language or insulting language. It can be very calm, cool, collected. It can be very, whatever. But it's inescapable, or it's like so apparent what this truth is. There's no dodging. There's no mistaking what we're talking about and why we're talking about it. It's because of what's happened here, that someone might even be bringing this forward. This possibly, it could be an excuse. That's not for everybody. But the way it would be perceived as, this is an excuse. Well, I just wasn't I think I said that, I wasn't myself back then, or if you had caught me, several days before that, I never would have said those things, blah, 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 aka excuses. Someone's trying to make excuses for how they were showing up then, and possibly how they're showing up now. And whether or not I really feel that's not well received, even though it might be the truth. And there are times and places where, the circumstance at hand, or our mindset, our emotional wellness, our emotional state does make us act badly. It's not an excuse, it's the reason. But it's being interpreted in this case as an excuse. And it very well might be most objectively, quote unquote, most objectively, an excuse. But I'm not in your situation. I just, these are the emotions that are coming through. This is the channeling that's coming through. It's like someone's like, I was a bad person, I did bad things, or I messed up and I made mistakes, or I'm just crummy, I'm a fool, I don't know what I'm doing, or da 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 da. And they're owning their failures. And for someone else, at least one or more people, they're like, okay, I already knew that. Or, well, of course, what else do you have to tell me? Like this emperor is expecting more. Like, what else you got? Okay, so you're acknowledging that you were kind of a dirtbag, or you're acknowledging that you were in a very volatile state emotionally, and you dropped the ball in a professional setting or in a personal relationship. Okay, what do you plan to do about it going forward? Because you're showing up here with your head bowed, not looking very proactive, not looking as if you're ready to make a change in the situation or a change in your own behavior. The Five of Cups, there we go. Finally, I'm like, why can't I feel like I wasn't really able to articulate. The Five of Cups is crying over spilled milk. It is this idea of drowning in your sorrows, of again, throwing a pity party. And that's not attractive to someone. It's not feasible. It's not workable. It's not helpful to come into a situation. Sure, be apologetic, but then also be ready to showcase, to demonstrate how you're not going to repeat the same mistakes that you're saying were your downfall, or were the reasons why we're in this place to begin with, or at least a contributing factor. What are you prepared to do to rectify that? The Emperor wants to know. And I feel in some of your cases, Cancer, you are the Emperor. Some of you, you're the Five of Cups. You know which side of this you're on, okay? Let's get further details here for Cancer. What else is going on in this story for Cancer? Please show me. Looking for further details here in Cancer's story. Please show me additional information for them, okay? Whoa. No, they don't care about, they're like, nope, no. I know that was like the Ten of Pentacles or the Eight of Pentacles. They're like, nope, not that. And one more, please. Tower. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. First card that came flying out. Ugh, Ten of Swords. Picture of beauty with that card. The Six of Pentacles. And the Tower. Secondary major for Aries again, and also sometimes Scorpio. Some of you are dealing with an Aries since they came out here twice. Others of you, don't worry about it. You're not dealing with an Aries at all. Take your pick. Okay. So, someone here needed fairness, needed reciprocity, needed to be counted, to be shown their worth, to be shown some type of gratitude. Like, it was necessary. Like, emotionally speaking, spiritually speaking, in some cases, since this is Pentacles, someone needed to be fairly compensated. They weren't. it was just a necessary component for somebody here. And that didn't necessarily happen, or it was like on a slow drip. So if this was a business negotiation or a contract or something, and the bill was like $5,000, someone was like paying that $5,000 off like $50 a month. Like I'm not good at math, but that's gonna take a long time for us to get to $5,000 when I billed you like 2 months ago and you literally put $100 towards the balance. You see what I mean? So it's like someone wasn't able to show up in for whatever reasons they're giving, whatever excuses they're giving. They weren't able to show up and provide to the situation what was expected. I'm providing a service to you, you provide compensation. That is the agreement of a business owner, of a private contractor, of a photographer, of a personal chef, or a personal whatever. This was what we agreed to. And someone's like, yeah, I know, I couldn't, and I don't have it, and I blah, blah, blah. And again, it's coming across as an excuse, or that's how it's being received, as an excuse, when actually in reality, $50 was all this person could afford. I'm not vouching for them, by the way. It's just like that could have been it. Like, to pay you any more, it was not possible without, walking into some illegal way of attaining more money. So I'm not here to pick sides or anything like that, but like that's how this person is, or that's sort of like the central focus of this story, is that somebody is sorry that they didn't have what was necessary to have a true give and take relationship, a true reciprocity. They are regretful of that. Or they took liberties. There is a potential for some of you that this is the story of a thief being caught, of someone being caught giving out false promises, of writing bad checks, both literally and figuratively, right? So this could have been somebody who said, yeah, I'm on board, and yes, we can build this together and go into this partnership together, business or friendship or personal dating, whatever. And then they flake, they ghost, they show up, and they don't have enough money to pay for their portion of the dinner. Oh, can you spot me this week? Blah, 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 right? Or it's a matter, because Pentacles is anything that we value here on Earth. So in terms of you, Cancer, you give your time and your energy and your effort to this person, no questions asked. Every time you suggest something, hey, Five of Cups person, do you think this week you could go with me here? I would really enjoy going to this event with you. Or I was thinking, oh, maybe we could watch this movie together, or maybe we could spend some time getting to know each other. And this person is like, I'm busy, or oh, something came up, and blah blah blah. And it's like all these excuses. Again, excuses is how it's being perceived. Whether or not they're real, I don't know. In the long run, and for some of you, it's not even a long run. Like, this is a very short-lived connection for some of you. Others of you, you've known this person a long time, because we have these two trees here on each of these cards, the Emperor and the Tower card. And trees don't sprout up to sizes like this overnight. So this could be a friend of yours that you've known since, like, second grade or something like that, and you guys are 68 years old at this moment. You get what I mean? And most people who are watching my channel are not 68, but you get what I mean. So for some of you, this is a long history pattern, and you're over it. Enough. Ten of Swords. Enough. Like, look how mangled and messy and what the fuck is this thing? Or excuse me, not Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, my bad. So, but the sentiment is still here. This is a mess. This is not easily discernible. It's not easily cleaned up. It's not easily identified how stressful, burdening, or upsetting it is. Like, somebody, possibly because you've been friends for so long, possibly in some of your cases this is about a commitment. You've been committed for so long in business or private life or romantic life, whatever. You've been in it so long, this person takes for granted that you will always be there, or the relationship will always be there, the connection is always there, and that's kind of a mess. That maybe not complicates, but it really it qualifies this relationship as being a granted one that is forever. And nothing in this life is forever, not even life itself, right? So, but there's this assumption that you or someone else held the roots of this thing go so deep, it could never, ever, ever be destroyed. It could never, ever, ever be challenged. Or the ways in which this person expects me to come through, they've been loyal, they've been down for me before, they're going to continue to be down for me. And that creates a headache for somebody. The expectation that things are the way they are, and that's fine. They don't need to be. The idea of like truly being reciprocated with is left as a fantasy, and that's satisfactory enough. Like this idea of, well, one day, Five of Cups person, maybe they'll just, get their stuff together, and then they'll be able to bring to me what I need. No, no, no. The expectation, in some cases, Cancer, is being perceived as coming out of nowhere. Because this Nine of Swords is sort of like suffering in silence. Nine of Swords is traditionally, you see the person, they're lying in bed, they're shot up in bed, sitting up in bed, hands over their face, crying as 9 swords dangle above their head. Like that's the traditional artwork of this card. So that's a quiet time, isolated, reflecting on your situation and feeling helpless in it. In some cases, sleepless nights and insomnia over it, right? And just like, in some cases, even agony over this. And how long is a person supposed to withstand that? How long is a person expected to withstand that? Tower says, nothing lasts forever, not even suffering. If life itself doesn't last forever, what makes you think suffering through a bunch of crap? Suffering through somebody's inability to show up as an equal partner. How long is that supposed to last? How long is it supposed to last that the buddy who borrowed, $2,000 from you and can't pay you back until later in 2021, how long is that friendship supposed to be without some type of kerfuffle? Because I did you a solid as a friend, or I did you as a solid because I believed that you would have what it takes to show up in equal measure with me, because I've done it for you, and I would do it if you asked of me. I would definitely be able to do it. And it's like, now that that's not feasible, now that that's not transpiring, the truth of the matter is someone has been possibly talking a big game about what they're capable of, and then the Tower shows, oh, by the way, that was a lie. The lie detector reveals that was a lie. Someone may have been faking, or at least perpetrating, or trying, just trying to smile through. Like they didn't want you to know that they were not able to pay you back. They didn't want you to know that they wouldn't be able to give to the relationship the same way that you were, but they wanted you to stay. You get what I mean? I want the service. I want you to fix my roof. I want you to put a patio on the back of the house, but I don't have $10,000 to pay you for that work. But I'm gonna get you to do the work. You're gonna complete the job or do most of it. And when you find out I don't have 10 G's, well then I don't know. It's like somebody knew going in they wouldn't be able to fulfill their end of the bargain, either to pay you for your work or to finish the job that you fairly paid them for. It goes both ways. Maybe somebody did pay 5 G's, 10 G's, whatever, and waiting for that work to be done on their house. I paid you $10,000 for this custom piece of whatever. I paid you $500 for this custom, I don't know, like, like they're showing me like a cosplay costume. Maybe in some of your cases, like maybe you're like big into Comic-Con and you're like, when it comes back, I want to go dressed up. I want to be dressed up as, Master Chief from Halo or whatever the hell, or somebody from Fortnite or whatever the hell you want to go for. And you paid someone to make you a custom piece. And they have tons of time to do it. But every time you check the progress, they haven't done it. They don't have a completion date for you. And it's like, I've paid you in advance. Where's the shit you owe me? Tower. What do you... So anyway, the Tower comes along to say, you know what? Clear the field. This is number one. It's probably coming in the form of a verbal discussion. So it's less about the universe intervening and it's more about someone verbalizing speaking into existence a Tower moment. Because before they were silent, Nine of Swords. Now they speak, Ace of Swords. So somebody was suffering in silence. Somebody was just internalizing their angst, their displeasure, their sadness, their anxiety, all of those things, just kept it under wraps. And now that someone is coming forward possibly and saying, I think I, I wasn't really doing it right. Or, I know I let you down. And it's like this explosive, like, you think? You think you were letting me down? Here is the receipt, the historical record of absolutely, here are the ways you let me down. And I could see a Cancer doing that. You guys will pull a receipt on a person, either a literal like CVS receipt or like literal, invoices and stuff like, here are the days that I paid you for, here's what you gave me as a product in return. This is not an this is not an equal exchange, and I'm pissed about it. Like, someone is like, that is the Tower moment. Acknowledging the thing that the person was worried about, the thing that they were like, oh no, I think I messed up, or the thing that they were dwelling on, the spilled milk that they were worried about, or the spilled milk that happens and they're just staring at it instead of grabbing a paper towel. This is acknowledging that. Like, yeah, you screwed this up. Yeah, you owe me. Yeah, you disappointed me. Overall energy, Four of Wands. Or Four of Wands, Jesus. Four of Pentacles. So yeah, for some of you, this has been like there's a lot of financial implications for several of you. In that, again, this may have been a contract you have with a person. You solicited them for work. They came to you. You guys drew up a contract and all this other kind of stuff. And it's really just like gone sour. In some of your cases, this is signaling hold tight to the money that you do have. Not that this person, I think, is coming back around to ask for more money, or it's just like, be happy with the pennies that you still have. Hold on to those. And that's very rare that I would see the Four of Pentacles and go, yeah, be more tight-fisted. For some of you, that is exactly what you need to do, because the implication with this person is like, they might be a mooch. They just might be a moocher. Somebody who can't do for themselves, and like they nickel and dime you. Oh, can I get $5 here? Or, hey, I know you spotted me last time, but could you do it again? And it's just like, you add all that up, I'm like paying hundreds, possibly thousands of dollars for you, because for some reason, every time we go out to eat, or every time, we want to do something as a friend group or as a family, you can't participate because you're broke. So for some of you, it's a matter of, in relationship to this person, hold on to your dollars and cents. Hold on to your your checkbook, you know what I mean? In other cases, I think this is about reprioritizing, because I'm feeling like these lines are like freshly strung, like freshly looped around each other. So I feel as though some of you are creating a new foundation for yourselves. And possibly, with the Tower, a Tower can indicate, I didn't say it, but I think it was quite implied that this could be a massive ending in your life, Cancer. And if so, I feel this is you reestablishing something, or again, I'm getting like putting these lines together, like rewiring. So maybe that's it. Like, you're rewiring yourself, your life. You're creating new patterns and, again, new foundations for yourself away from this person, away from this connection. Okay. Let's get you an oracle card, and then we are going to wrap up. So which deck are we using for Cancer? We're going with the Goddess Guidance deck. It's been a while since I've used this one. All right, let's see. For Cancer, what's the oracle message here for Cancer in March 2021? Oracle message for Cancer. Last one, thank you. Oh, you get two. Aren't you guys lucky? All right, so Ain, possibly, is how you say that. Ain, leap of faith, take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. I think that kind of talks a little bit about the Ace of Swords, the Tower, and the Four of Pentacles, okay? And then you also had Kunyin, Kuan Yin, compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within. That's great. I think that comes after the tower moment that unfortunately for many of you it could come in a very explosive argument again, or if not explosive argument, like a very pointed conversation, a very, I'm about to let you know how I feel, no holds barred, no kid gloves. I'm just going to be real honest with you. After that moment or within it, seek to be compassionate towards other people, because let me tell you, I'm using this idea of excuses, or I'm not using this idea. I've mentioned excuses. Again, that might not be true. Someone really could have fallen on hard times. Someone really does have a low sense of self-esteem or just has a terrible outlook on their prospects. And when we're in those types of ruts, when we're in that headspace, we don't make for good partners of any type. When you're down in the dumps and you're there for a while, or you've had a string of bad luck, or you just have a lifetime of bad behavior, it's not to say people should just accept you as you are and not encourage you to get better. But at the same time, what else, you know what I mean? Like, what else can we expect? So be compassionate, because if you were dealing with this person's circumstances, would you be faring just as good as you think you would? You know what I mean? So just like be as wherever you can, Cancer. I believe this card is encouraging you to be compassionate towards the Five of Cups person. Even though I was speaking very harshly about them, at the end of the day, they're still a person. And in many of your cases, they're a person that you care about very deeply. Because again, like we saw with the Tower and the Emperor card with the trees there, many of you, this is a long-term relationship that is in your life. A friend, a family member, someone that you are or were in love with. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is your reading, Cancer, for March. If you like this reading, there's a like button down below. Hit that for me. If you want to leave a comment, do so. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the notification bell after you hit the subscription button. I would appreciate any and all of that stuff. Helps me circulate around here on YouTube, okay? Cancer, I'll be back soon with your mid-March readings. If you want to get at me for a personal reading, again, that information is down below in the description box, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care.